We're here with the Monongahela Youth Main Street program called My Main Street, which is a division of the Monongahela Main Street program. And we're here with Ethan Gamble and Jimmy Brom. I'm Terry Netchai, Executive Director of the Monongahela Main Street program. Ethan, you want to say something?
Yeah, sure. Hi there. Ethan Gamble with the Youth Main Street program, and for our event this August 9th and 10th from 6 to 9 p.m., we will be having our first annual Railroad Street Fair. So along with Jimmy Brom, we will be, I don't know if you want to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Jim Brom. I'm also involved with My Main Street, so let's go from there.
Well, the cool thing will be the first item. Jimmy, what are we going to have?
Dan and Dolfi will be doing demonstrations of his horn machine. For anyone who isn't aware of what a horn machine is, Mr. Dolfi has collected horns from all over the Mon Valley, especially from the steel mills, locomotives, and ships, and he has them tuned to be able to play actual songs.
But it's 100 decibels, which means that if you're within 100 feet, even 100 feet away, you can't even hear the person next to you talking. So he's only going to play for a few minutes.
You're saying if they play everything at full volume, it'll set off car alarms.
They only have one volume, 100 decibels. Yeah. And it did set off car alarms.
Just
so
one.
One that was about 300 feet away.
Yes.
And just to reiterate, you're saying where did the horns all come from?
Well, some of them came from the local steel mills.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm correct, I think he said one came from Clairton and Denora.
So that would be like the horn that goes off during shift change.
Yes, shift change, lunch.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones came from locomotives, and there was at least one that came from a ocean-going vessel.
Huh.
And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a steamboat horn in there somewhere. He can play the Star Spangled Banner and one or two other numbers. Mm-hmm. And we don't want to interfere with the concerts, but we're starting the street fair at 6, and the concerts at this point that we know about are at about 7 at the auditorium. So it's so loud we're going to have to play it from a block away and then move it to the festival, to the street fair.
Mm-hmm.
Our first for our arson demonstration is from the Rivers of Steel Heritage area. They will be making demonstrations of casting aluminum metal.
It'll be basically how you learned foundry work if you took that in shop at high school years ago. But Rivers of Steel is the organization that promotes the industrial history of the entire Mon Valley and associated areas. And they have a museum in Homestead at the Boast Building, and they own the Carey Furnaces in Rankin. So this will connect us to all of those efforts too.
Now, will they be making something that you can take home?
Yeah, they're bringing 50 blanks, and I believe the first 50 people get a chance to cast something and take it home.
Okay, Terry, I feel like you could better explain what the Pittsburgh...
Well, Jimmy, sorry, why don't you go ahead and start?
Sure. Okay.
This next one is the Pittsburgh Office of Public Art, CBA, Monmade, demonstrations and explanation of what they do.
CBA is Center for or Craft Business Association, something like that. And Monmade, you said you know a little bit about Monmade, Dan.
Yeah, I'm just pulling my Instagram thing up.
But I think they also do not make the stuff. They facilitate other people helping them make it, including glass blowers and furniture makers. And
yeah, I'm looking here on...
It's not quite commercial items, and it's not quite all art. It's something in between, kind of artsy stuff.
Yeah, some of the things, or the artists, I guess, that work with them. I see here somebody making pottery. There are lighting fixtures, glass workers. I see a printmaker, and they all look very happy, like they like what they're doing. So that's always good.
But they're going to tell us about those things. I don't think they're coming to sell things at their booth, but they're going to do demonstrations. And one day I think it's going to be an illustrator, and the other day it might be a 3D printer.
Right.
But
yeah, they couldn't. Yeah, they're so diverse. I'm sure they couldn't bring, and demonstrate everything they do. Ooh, they got really cool furniture, coffee table, recliners. Some of the artists do. But anyway, that's cool.
Let's see, the next one is going to be local Monongahela resident Amy Leavor will be having at least one 3D printer at our events and printing out, among other things, cookie cutters specially available for this event.
Ah,
I think she's going to make some in advance and have them for sale.
Huh. What?
Yeah, so one of our street performers, I guess you could say, is a local woman named Shannon Elise, goes by Whimsy the Fairy, and she will be blowing bubbles with the big bubble wand, and just a pretty neat sight.
Ethan, you stumbled onto her in the mountains. Tell that story.
Yes, honestly, we went up to Ohio Pile, and just to Cucumber Falls, and I see her
You come
there.
back and you say, "I just saw a fairy," and your mom and dad
Yeah.
said, "You're crazy." So you met her at.
I didn't talk to her. I just saw that she was taking some promotional photos. That's all. So,
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
so kind of a neat
Shannon.
coincidence.
Shannon's last name is actually Shoemaker, but she goes by Shannon Elise. But she does yoga classes.
I was going to ask that. Yeah.
And she also sings and does percussion at the open mic nights from time to time.
Down
And
at
she
Little City
organized
College.
the
Yes.
Christmas caroling events too a couple of years ago.
Oh, cool.
Let's see. The next one is
Lavana Lazari.
yes.
I know that. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, she's going to be doing balloons for one evening, and she's what did we say? She was going to be giving them out.
Yeah, she's the local balloon lady.
Now, also, we're hoping that our town founder, Joseph Parkinson, played by a local guy, would sit in his wooden cabin giving out iced tea and lemonade.
Okay, our next thing, well, for the little kids, we're going to have a sandbox that will be properly secured to prevent any local animals from making it their
Somebody
sandbox.
raised a question about what would happen to the sandbox in the middle of the night. So yeah, we're going to cover it.
Well, I had a suggestion. Maybe you could also have a litter box there. Community litter box.
No.
You're going to have to worry about
No.
the
Local
community animals knowing one from the other.
a local
Who's this other
resident.
lady, yeah.
Sorry, yeah, local resident, my aunt, Mary Ellen Patrick. She will be doing face painting for the kids. So that'd be pretty neat. She's a very, very great artist. So
She's been doing face painting at some events, hasn't she?
yeah, she has. Yeah, at the what's the Delmont Apple and Arts Festival? She's done face painting there. So
Okay.
Right, the local barber, Gavin Varley, will be doing haircuts outside and have 2 chairs now.
that's pretty neat. Yeah, thank you, Gavin.
How many chairs are they up to in their shop?
I think it's 4.
They're up to 4 now, and they're looking for a 5th.
Wow,
Yeah,
so 5 barbers.
yeah. Didn't he say like, I don't know? He was at year like 5 or something where he wanted to be, and he's only year 2 now. I don't know.
Yeah, he was planning to add a second barber, like add a barber every year or something, and
Yeah.
he's only about a year and a half in.
I can go into the next one. So from the Top Music Shop, we are trying to secure a couple of street buskers, you could say street musicians, to perform some soft acoustic music. So violins, guitars, like we said earlier.
Banjos.
So banjos, etc.
All right, do you want to mention the 2 that we have lined up so far? Buskers?
Oh yeah, we have Brandon Payne and Jimmy Brom, hopefully to be playing acoustic guitar, singing and playing. So
And playing harmonica at the same time.
well, that's cool. And Terry, would you like to?
Yeah, and Pierluigi Milani, I won't make you guys pronounce that, but he's a friend of mine who's coming from Italy for the event. This will be his 9th visit here. He is an attorney and was vice mayor for a while of the town of Malegno, where about 3 or 4 of the Monongahela families came from. It's 2 towns down the valley from Ono San Pietro, which is our sister city in Italy. And Pierre is kind of a Renaissance man. He writes novels and he makes up his own, writes his own folk songs. And plays. And one of his songs is about going kind of downtown, the Italian village version of going downtown, going to the square in the evening, and all the sentimental thoughts that go through his head. So maybe I'll have to translate because he doesn't speak English and the song's in Italian.
So next,
And then we will be having Little City Coffee as a booth there. So we'll be selling iced coffee, so cold drinks, iced coffee and soda pop. If you're Pittsburgh, I can't believe I just said soda.
I've had their iced coffee for the first time, and it's really good.
You need to try their smoothies. They have delicious.
Yeah, they do have good smoothies.
And we're also going to have Hometown Depot providing popcorn and cotton candy.
Hometown Depot is one of our newest, maybe our newest shop in town, and they have a couple different kinds of businesses in one building. They do a little bit of shabby chic furniture, and they also do clothing, but they're in the process of evolving into a deli as well. And they have a popcorn machine and a cotton candy machine. And initially they were going to set it up at the street fair, but they may be putting it in front of their business in the 200 block, just a half a block away.
Mm-hmm. It's right across from...
Yeah, across from Main Street Gypsy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to involve some of the Boy Scout troops into our event, we will be doing, hopefully, a dime toss. And one of our members, Oliver Ingold, is hopefully leading that, so...
Our next thing under the games and etc. will be a Main Street booth that has the Great Charter for the Main Street program, flyers, and we're also going to be having a Chinese auction at that booth. As said before, Dana Dolfi has a button making machine, so the youth will be making buttons for the event that will be themed for the event, so they'll be railroad themed. Right now, there are 2, possibly 3 designs that we're going to have. One is a locomotive builder's plate themed, and the other is based on the local railroad that ran through here so many years ago, the Pennsylvania Railroad. I'm working on a 3rd one, so we'll see where that goes from there.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. So, as Jim was saying, we're going to be having a Chinese auction. So the businesses that couldn't necessarily, pick up shop or want to get fully involved in a booth like selling antiques, that's a huge undertaking. We have agreed with them to create gift baskets. So they would provide us with these baskets, and we would set up a Chinese auction. So some of the people that we have tentatively lined up for that is Leavor's Hardware, who else? Rave's Trading Post, Main Street Gypsy, Sparkles by Shell,
CJ.
Little City Coffee.
Yeah.
And the last thing we have, we're still working with them to figure out exactly how they're going to be involved, but the Electric Cheer Group.
Describe what they do for folks, because I'm not familiar with them.
Well, they are from the best of my memory, they are a youth cheerleading program.
Okay.
It's kind of like, instead of doing it through the school, they do it independently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably go to different competitions.
Okay.
And if I recall correctly, I think their group won either silver or gold at their last event out in Hershey.
So that's our lineup of events.
So our activities, the Main Street activities, are going to be at the corner of 3rd and Main. So if folks aren't familiar, that's where PNC and
3rd Street from West Main to Chess, which is right next to PNC and PNC's parking lot. We'll be setting up right after PNC closes on Friday. And on the other side of the street will be the new ice cream shop, which should be open by then. It's going to be called Mrs. C's, and I'm pretty excited. We're going to have an ice cream shop. Not only an ice cream shop, but it's a Christmas-themed ice cream shop. Now, how's that for an idea?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it Sweets by Mrs. C, I think?
Could be.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I think it's one of the only ones in the country, if I'm correct.
Yeah, they just got over 1,000 likes on their Facebook page, and they haven't even opened yet, so...
And if I'm right, they did post a photo of their soda booth.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So we had several other groups help us financially.
Yes, we wanted to say thank you to the Washington County Community Foundation
For sponsoring the event. City of Monongahela, which did that in coordination with the 250th. So we have good sponsors, and we hope to come out of this prepared to do it again and again, because we're going to have some equipment that we can keep using and some other resources.
You have anything else to add, Ethan?
I think we've covered mostly everything. Again, we're hoping to keep it short, but here we are.
Well, there was a lot in there.
All or nothing, so